I can tell you right now, honestly, they do things on this planet that they will not tell you about. They will not tell you what this planet is, what it's about, the truth. I mean, anything. You have portals in Antarctica. If you even try to go near that area, they'll kill you. There's portals in the Grand Canyon. As a matter of fact, they've got these areas, these little recessed areas, these caves inside there. They've got them cordoned off with like security bars, like a prison. They don't want you in there. There's so many things on this planet that they are deliberately denying you access to, like Skinwalker Ranch, all of it. There's a reason these military bases are underground in the desert. It isn't just by accident that they're there. There's some areas in the south are so supernaturally charged and also extraterrestrial. So you have to take all of this into consideration. For example, the universe did not create this planet to be subdivided by these creatures, but it is. Human beings are the only species that pay to live on planet Earth. Think about that. Human beings are the only species that have to pay to live on planet Earth. Wrap your head around that for a minute. And that has got to be a clear indication as to what you're dealing with. I mean, I did a video before that I took it down because I thought it was a little, because I don't want to get red flagged by the AI algorithms of YouTube, because they will. They scour anything when what they're looking for is the truth. And they don't want that on YouTube. They won't allow it. That's why if you notice they have the community guidelines. If you look down there, they have community guidelines about medical, about the elections, and about misinformation. Now, what that means is that they will not permit any truthful or factual type of material to be uploaded because that would make you aware of what's actually going on. I've had an incident quite a few years ago during that whole garbage about 4 years ago where I actually posted two videos, one from a doctor and one from a registered nurse. A lady was a registered nurse for 30 years, and she was talking about something very significant. She had the facts, she had everything. She had all the three-letter agency documents and all of the research was right here in her hand. She was showing you in the camera. And the doctor had been a doctor for 30 years. He was stating medical facts. And I uploaded both videos and I got threatened that my channel would be wiped out. Same thing on Facebook. I remember getting thrown in Facebook jail every 30 days. I was back in Facebook jail. I posted a picture of a very well-known Democratic politician tongue kissing an 8-year-old Haitian girl on Epstein's Orgy Island, and I got shut down. And it was an actual picture because they don't want you to know who they are. So there's so many things going on in this world that they are going to keep you clueless about. Now, you could speculate what I'm saying is a lie, this and that. That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm just telling you straight. You could believe me. You can think I'm a nut job. It don't matter to me, man. My day goes on either way. I'm not benefiting from this. You don't see no donation button below. That's got to ring some freaking reality bells in your head there. I'm telling you straight. That's the reason why my channel's up and running. They're not going to tell you what this planet is. I know you think this planet is just like a ball hanging in space and you just, you take your car out of the garage and you go cruising around, you go make money and you go to your job and have a good time and come home and everything's just like, let's watch TV or like chill out on Netflix for 3 hours. That's not what this place is. That's what they made you think it was. you know, they don't want to, they don't want to have you awaken to the reality of what this place actually is and what the intention of the universe had in store for you, because all that's being blocked. They don't tell you about any of your powers or your abilities or your capabilities as a cosmic metaphysical being. They don't tell you anything. And this is going to keep continuing because human beings don't seem to have the cojones to do anything about getting rid of these creatures. So they're so overly concerned with losing their creature comforts like TikTok and your cell phone, and God forbid you should lose internet service for 5 minutes, the whole world would come crashing down. That's why they brought you people to this point where you're so addicted to your technology you can't live without it. That was the premise of inventing this stuff and creating it, to create a device that's so addictive that it's even more addictive than drugs. That's why you see everybody with a phone these days staring at a screen. It's ludicrous these days. It actually is very ludicrous. It's seriously disgusting. There's companies that are paid big bucks to make devices and components highly addictive. Like, for example, the casinos in Las Vegas hire these companies to make the lottery machines, the jackpot machines, the slot machines and everything, as highly addictive as possible. And these companies come in and they do just that. It's all situated in a certain way where the music is playing and it's all the distractions and the lights. It's just human psychology that they're running on you. They know exactly how to get to people because people don't change. Technology changes, fashion changes, but people don't change. And they know this because you're predictable. So when you're predictable, you follow patterns, and patterns can always be manipulated and controlled by someone if they know how to, look for the predictable patterns that you follow. And since you keep following the same patterns, there's no challenge on their end because they keep that paradigm the same because human beings don't change, so therefore their paradigm won't change. You see how it's like a round and round cycle that it goes. But this world is not what you think that it is. It is not what you think that it is. I've said this so many times. This earth is not what you think that it is. It's not what they've told you. All that stuff about the core of the earth and the sun has this. They don't know what they're talking about. It's all made up stuff. How in God's name is anybody going to know what the core of the earth is made of? There's no drill that's long enough to get to the core. It's like, well, our satellites and our technology, that's a crock. They don't know what the core of the sun is. You can't even get close enough to the sun to even do any kind of research. You have solar flares that can kill anything within millions of miles. The power, the immense magnitude of the power of the sun can kill anything in this solar system or any other. So they're like, yo, the core of the sun is this, and it's comprised of that. They don't know anything. It's just a puppet show, man. You know. It's just a puppet show. They landed men on the moon? No, they didn't. That's a lie. That's a straight out lie. I'm gonna tell you something. All you have to do, I believe it's 1969. All you have to do is look online and look up lunar module on the surface of the moon. Okay? And this is the funny part. It's a lunar module on the surface of the alleged moon. And now, what are the two things you don't see? First off, you don't see a massive rocket crater that would have been formed from that craft would have been landing on the surface of the moon. There would have been an immense crater at least 10, 20 feet deep below that massive rocket because that propulsion would have blown all of the dust and the material that the lunar surface is made of. It would have blown it away like a leaf blower times a million. And the second thing you don't see is a single flake of dust on those landing pads. Not a single flake. That freaking thing is pristine. It's sitting on there. It was placed there. Nobody ever landed on the moon. They don't have the technology now to do that. This is in 1969 when a Texas Instrument calculator had more technological capability than that lunar module. How in God's name did they land men on the moon? It's just a crock. The reason why they came up with the moon landing thing is because the Russians beat them into space. That's why. So it was a space race. And don't forget, these are the people that run Hollywood and television, so they got the props and the costumes and everything, so they can make it look real. But even a lot of those astronauts that are not alive now, they admitted on their deathbed they never walked on the moon. So I'm just telling you, you've been lied to about everything. And especially your abilities, because they don't want you to awaken to that fact and have all of you guys get together and form a collective consciousness, and you wipe them right out. So what do? They keep you dumbed down and violent, and they keep you fattened up, and ignorant. That's what they're doing. It's a shame that people can't even speak full and complete sentences anymore. You communicate with abbreviations. People are so superficial now. It's disgusting. They're just like basically like mannequins with a pulse. It's really hard. It's really heartbreaking to see humanity take such a decline. It really is. To become so superficial and just so, basically commercialized, it's essentially like they're not human anymore, and they're really not. Because I'm an empath and I assess energies, and the energy that I assess is not biological, it's not organic, it's not natural, and it's not human. It's inhuman. It's like mechanical. That's the energy that I get off of what you call a human being. They're just like robots now because of everything that's being done to them. I'm not getting into it because the channel will get shut down, because if I say something that is a red flag to the AI algorithms, they'll just dump the whole channel. And I put a lot of work into making this thing, go. But I'm just telling you, there's so many things going on that you're not aware of. But now all of a sudden they start saying, oh, well, there is, astral projection and extraterrestrials are real and all that. That's all of a sudden now coming out. So you have to wonder, okay, you lied to me about all that stuff. What else you lying to me about? What else you keeping? Everything, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're keeping every freaking thing from you. They're keeping things from you and even have a clue existed. Who you are, what you can do, where you're from, where you're really from, because you're not from this place. You are an alien. You were brought here. Everything was brought to this planet. Things didn't just evolve. How's that possible? It's like a construction site. All the materials have to be brought there. If you pick a location where you want to build your house, is your house already built? Is it there already? Did it instantaneously just fabricate itself from nothing? No. You have to get workers and men and equipment, and you have to get all of these things, the materials. You need tools, the time to build it and bring it there. It has to be transported to the site where you intend on doing the construction. Unless I got it wrong, unless they come up with a new way of building houses, it's really just clear-cut case that you've just been lied to. That's why you think that this earth is your playground and, oh, I'm not an alien. Then what are you then? Where did you come from? You didn't come from this place. This place is 5 billion years old. You're 3.2 million years old. Where did you come from? You didn't just pop in out of nowhere. This is the stuff that people don't even think about because they don't want you to think. That's it. That's how they get you. It's like, oh, look over here, look over here, look over here. No. Don't bother doing that thing called thinking because that'll get you into trouble. Just listen to us and listen to what we tell you. Little fairy dust and a couple little magic show, little puppets. Oh, look, look at distraction time. The law of distraction. That's what they really should call it. It's all a crock because they get you so busy focused on money, you're not even focused on what's actually mattering in the universe. You're so focused, you're so overly focused on something you're not going to take with you when you leave this place that you're not even concentrating on what really matters in life. And that's programming. That's programming. What kind of quality of life do you have if all you care about is money? Something you're not taking with you when you leave. Think about it for a minute. Seriously. Everything they tell you is a lie. I don't care what they say. Science, math, physics, religion, it's all a crock. It's all coming from the same reptilian cult that runs this infrastructure. That's it. But you have the ability to turn it around, man, because you can just sign yourself out of that whole crazy cult situation, that you adopted, unfortunately. But you can now filter it out if you want, because now with channels like this and other channels on YouTube that I encourage you to watch as well, you need to just educate yourself and do your own research and just poke around, and you'll be surprised what you find. Now it's coming to the discovery that those crazy people you call conspiracy theorists, they were telling you the truth. They weren't so crazy. Like myself, I spent 2 years on Facebook trying to warn people about everything about that garbage 4 years ago. Oh, I was threatened on my messenger, cursed out. Oh yeah, I got shut down on Facebook. I'm like, gee, why would you throw me in Facebook jail if I was actually doing something truthful and honest? Why would you throw me in Facebook jail? Why do you put people in Facebook jail if they're only posting facts? Oh, because Snopes said in our fact checkers. It's all garbage. It's all garbage. The truth shall always be perceived as a threat to an empire built of lies. The universe doesn't work with lies. The universe works with cosmic reality, cosmic consciousness. There's no deception in this. It's just purity, oneness, and love. Unity, unified interconnectedness with the divine collective consciousness that we are all tethered to with an umbilical cord to the very womb of God, source. And when I say God, please don't misconstrue religion, because unfortunately the name God and Jesus are synonymous with religion. Religion is the world's worst and oldest evil. It always has been, it always will be. There's nothing spiritual about religion. It has nothing to do with source. It has everything to do with money, power, and control. That's it. That's all it has anything to do with. So I'm going to end this video quick, but I'm just telling you that from day one, you've been lied to, and I'm going to keep continuing to remind you from time to time, but I'm also going to do a lot of motivational videos and positive stuff. This is positive, by the way. Everything that I do in all my videos, they're positive. I know I might look tired and everything because I put a lot of work into this stuff. Sometimes I'm woken up out of my sleep at 2 a.m. to do a video. That's why I look like I've just woke up out of bed, because I just did. I don't care about how I look. This channel is not about me. It's not about the messenger. My channel is about the message that is being channeled through me to you. and also from my own personal experiences, my sacred messages that I receive from my guardians and my spirits, and everything else in between. All of my accumulated knowledge and wealth of information that I've encountered and gathered in my life on this earth that, I just managed to remember. And I use it, and it's a useful tool that I can pass on to others and hopefully helps you in some capacity in your life to make you realize that this place is not what you think that it is. I know you see your houses and your cars and, the restaurant down the block and the pizzeria across the street, and you think that's all there is. It, that's the illusion. That's the illusion. The thing I would encourage you to do is this. If you know anybody with a drone, go out into an open field somewhere where there's no like towers or any flight paths or any planes or anything like that, and do a little exercise. Have your friend put that drone right next to you, and then have that drone hover 5 feet above you, and then 10, and then 50, and then 100, and then 500, then 1,000. And watch how fast you become an insignificant little dot of nothingness when that drone reaches a certain altitude, 3,000 feet or whatever it is. Now, when you look at the Earth from space, you can clearly see how insignificant you are. You're not even a microscopic speck on a microscopic speck. So human beings don't matter in the grander scheme of things. You're just another species that is being, assessed by the universe. So no matter what you do here, it doesn't matter. You just might as well enjoy why you're here, because when you're gone, that's it. If you didn't get it right, you're going to come back. But trust me when I tell you, at no time is the universe sweating this cult or anything that's going on here. Not at all. Not at all. So just know that you have to keep this in your heart, what I'm saying to you, that you are being lied to about everything. And why would they go to such great lengths and extents to do this? What do they have to gain by keeping the truth from you? A lot. Because if the actual truth got out as to what this planet is, as to what you are, as to what they're up to, what they're trying to keep you from, and all of the lies that you've been inundated with your entire life, then this whole paradigm shifts and not in their favor. And they don't want that to happen. And there is no such thing as a government. It's just this global clique that they're all in on. There is no such thing as corporations. They're all in on it. It's one big gigantic web. That's why they say the World Wide Web. You got to figure something's up. The way they see it, they're the spider and you're the fly. That's how they see it. But anyway, I'm going to cut the video. I hope this has been of some sort of, informative help to you. But I encourage you, as always, to please do your research and do not look on the big sites because they're all lying to you. You have to go with the personal individual reporter on the ground or people's accounts of things. The people that are discarded as nut jobs and lunatics and conspiracy theorists. Okay, well, that's where you should really be doing your research, because those are the people telling the truth. And that's why they're ostracized as a pariah, as a conspiracy theorist, because they are telling the truth. And that's why the people who do tell the truth always wind up having their lives cut short, and it's listed as a suicide always. Or, he fell off of a 19-story building backwards with 17 stab wounds in his back, something like that. But it was a suicide. That's how it always rolls, because they will go to any length to silence anybody who dare allow the truth to get out, because they can't afford for that to happen. It's not in their best interest for the truth to be roaming around out there, because once you pick up on the truth, then you awaken, and they don't want that. They want a sleepless slumber. They don't want to awaken the giant, because then the giant awakens and the giant will crush them, and they can't afford for that to happen. Check it. They got an unlimited budget for the military. Black Ops, Stealth, Skunk Works. There's stuff going on you have no clue about. They don't have to answer to any discretionary committee or any budget committee. They don't have to answer. It's unlimited budget. Wrap your head around that. And at the same time, we have more homeless people in this world than ever before. That's done by design. That's artificial induced volatility. That's artificial, man. You have more people piling up in the streets now because that's their agenda, to make a homeless society where you are solely dependent on the state. You'll be in a FEMA camp with online waiting for your food pellet. That's exactly what they have in store for everybody. That's why that president 4 years ago signed this country over to FEMA. If you don't believe me, you go look it up on YouTube. This country is in the hands of FEMA. People keep forgetting that. But anyway, this video has gone on a little too long. So I'm going to cut it short by saying not only don't believe the hype, don't believe anything else in between, because they've been lying to you from day one. And that's the truth.